question is for Gayatri, and it says, can we use black olives?
Sure. Yeah, this is a chutney. Chutney is used to improve the digestion. So whether it is cilantro chutney, whether it's mint chutney, whether it is garlic chutney, this is a question that I have added with the olives. So you can either add a red or you can add green, no problem at all. Both, whether it is red or green, both of the olives are heating for the body. So make sure you add enough, coriander leaves or cilantro, or you also add enough coconut to balance that. A recipe must have all six tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, astringent, and pungent. So that will make you digest it better. So you can either use green or black olives, no problem. But green olives gives you more flavor than black olives. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, I think if there's anything else, we'll get back to you on the same point. I think you covered it well. So let's go to the next question. For Gayatri, this question is, are the olives fresh off the trees or procured from the store, which is you buy and then you cure and pickled olives? So what kind of olive is this?
I used already cured olives, store-bought olives. So in this day and world, it is very hard to get the fresh ones. But I sometimes do get the not very fresh, but cured olives from farmers market as much as possible, so that you get less processed. And if you have olives fresh, you can get it. Please go ahead and do it, but cure it properly for the better flavor and taste. Otherwise, store-bought is good enough.
Thank you. So, regarding your, what you prepared today, and in terms of consumption, I mean, if there's any combo that you could suggest that would go with your chutney? I think there are a lot of combination, right? And this is something that we can share with some of the participants who have not been able to attend today, because we are definitely going to put in a video, right? So we would definitely like people who couldn't make it today to also watch this, entire episode that we are presenting today. So I think for the current participants and also for those who couldn't make it, if you could suggest what are some of the things that can go. It's a very unique product that you talked about. So what are some of the combinations that can go with it, particularly in this season? If you could explain, that would be very helpful.
Sure. The chutney, the combination of right now olive, garlic, and curry leaves with chilies and all, it is really mouth-watering and very good digestive. So what you can do is that use very minimum of this chutney, maybe a maximum a tablespoon per meal. And if you use that, you can add it on top of quinoa, well-cooked quinoa. Quinoa is very bland. People complain in my consultations is that I hate quinoa because there is no taste to it. Or, so you add a tablespoon of this chutney on top of your quinoa will taste very good and very, like Indian way of saying, very chatpata. And you can add it goes very well with the chapati or roti or naan or whatever you are doing. Well, it goes well with the rice and plain dal. If you are eating a brown rice with a little bit of moong dal, which is kind of sometimes bland, a little bit of this chutney is used like a pickle to enhance the taste. And also, just by looking at the chutney, your mouth will be watering. It is the first form of digestion for you there. And then in the stomach also, it will help you digest the food faster and better. So whether it is rice, whether it is chapati, whether it is roti, or whether it is quinoa or cooked couscous, you can add this chutney on top of even bale to enhance the flavor. Or you can use it on a sandwich, for example. If you want to make a sandwich on a rye toast or a whole wheat or whole, oats toast, it will enhance the flavor of the toast.
That's very versatile. Yeah. So anything on the immunity boosting part of it that you would like to
So
add? You touched upon it, but I think, obviously you didn't have enough time to explain. But
I was
now
looking at the time.
I know,
Yes.
I know. So we wanted to make sure, because I was also looking at the questions and so on. I think there are some very interesting things that you do, and you have a clinic where you also help people to gain immunity by a whole lot of processes. So, what is the immunity boosting aspect of this olive chutney that you presented today?
Sure, sure. That is what I do, and I've been doing it for more than 28 years here at the clinic. Is that day to day see patients with how I can improve their everyday meals so that their food will give them more immunity or get enough nutrition. That is one part, but at the second part is, if you are giving also a very highly nutritious food, you need to make sure that they absorb it. You need to make sure that they digest it. To do that, this chutney is ideal because one of the main ingredient, cooling coconut. Coconut is also medium chain triglyceride. It is very easy to digest and also very good for immune boosting, antimicrobial, it's very good for immune boosting and easy to digest fat. And that is one thing. The second thing is that garlic, that it's a universal nut for any kind of cold, immune, lung issue. You use garlic for boosting your immunity. The third one is that olives, if you read about it, it's a very high source of antioxidants, and not only that, it is very good source of vitamin E, vitamin K, and all of that. It is used for heart health, immunity, osteoporosis, and also to fight the cancer. That is the reason nowadays it's famous that the Mediterranean diet is very in thing. So with all of that, of course, it enhances the digestion, and also each and every ingredient is very good for boosting your immune system nowadays with all the COVID-19 is going on.
Thank you. So, Anita, any mantra that you would like to add to what you covered during your presentation that South Asia Art Center do, and what you have been learning over your huge experience that you gained while in South Asia Art Center? So, let's hear some other mantra that you would like to present to the participants today.
So mantra, I already talked about mantras for the all MEDS. What I would like to add to what I said earlier is, often when people think of lifestyle, it's like the diet and exercise is what's on their mind. But consider yourself as, riding a bicycle, which has two wheels, and one wheel is diet, one wheel is exercise. And when you're riding the bike, you're constantly, kind of balancing with the diet and exercise to be healthy. But when you add those two training wheels of meditation and exercise, the ride becomes more smoother, it's more balanced, and it becomes easy. So so that's what we talk to people about.
Right. And alternately, the plate method that you just presented, how people are using this, and any, because you've been working with so many members, you have a huge following. So can you give us some examples of some results, or how people have benefited from this, and how do you interact with them? How do you track these people? That would be useful, so that people,
sure. So
they can really get the benefit very clearly, and your learnings from there.
Yeah, so we are seeing good results. We see that 68% of our participants have improved their vegetable intake. Traditionally, like when you think of a thali, thali, when we go outside, then you see that at the center of the thali is like the grain mainly, right? Rice, roti, whatever, and then all the other condiments go around like the ornament. Maybe our ancestors were eating that way in the past, but their lifestyle was very different than our sedentary lifestyle currently that most of us have. So in the current lifestyle, that plate needs to change to more greens than grains. So when we work with people, sometimes their diet currently may be more grains heavy, but then slowly by increasing the proportion of vegetable, and so the concentration is more on increasing vegetables, and as a result our tummy can only hold so much food, so they automatically reduce the grain intake. And then we are seeing good results for that, as well as through this MEDS, we are also seeing good results in decreased hemoglobin A1C. About 60+% of the people, the hemoglobin A1C does go down. And sometimes, when people come to us, they come to us and they engage and then they go away. And then few years down the line, sometimes when they are, we all know these days that, what is good for us. There is enough information on the internet, but that monthly, weekly coaching really, really helps people to make the baby step goals. So if I'm exercising only 2 days, or if I'm not able to eat by plate method, then my initial first goal may be just, if I'm eating a cup of rice, to reduce 2 tablespoons and then keep the rest of the meal same, and then slowly build up upon through the year, and then it becomes easier for people to follow that.
Thank you, Anita. This is useful because, good to know how people are benefit out of it, and what are the possible substitute that can be there in the plate based on, certain categories of lifestyle. Now, this is useful. Thanks for this addition. Veena, it's like very open to you. We have good time for you to, just, cover all those items that you couldn't. And also, you also did the CWC food project. So you might even like to share some of the things, initiatives that, we are planning, including how we are, planning to work with vendors. And if there's somebody who like to have any question for our food project, what we are doing, if anybody wants to volunteer on the food project, you can put your thing in the chat box. We'll get in touch with you. You already have our email, and I'll put the email also in the chat box. So just let us know if you want to associate with us in this food project, volunteer, help us, or give us your ideas on that. That would be wonderful. So Veena, over to you. Let's hear your perspective and also your plans.
So it was fun. It was fun today to find the recipes and all that. But I miss doctors too. Normally we have some doctors on this panel to, whatever we are doing, and they talk about things like that. So that's one thing.